Shares. Hello, everyone. It's July 1st, and I'm so excited to be with you all today. This is where the cool kids hang out, right? Good morning, everybody. Hello, Eric. So, it is Monday, July 21st, and I hope you all had a good weekend. We're having the second day in a row where it is actually overcast here in the desert, which is really odd. I see the clouds are starting to break up, but any day that is not sunny is weird. So anyways, we've had lower than normal temperatures and weird overcast skies. So I don't know. I'm feeling like, anything goes because that's happening here. It's probably normal stuff for all of you guys. Good morning, everybody. Hi, Laura D. Hi, Tanya. Michelle is here. Hi, Michelle. So it is another Monday, and we like to start our week right here at artbeads.com. So we're doing a live show. I'm Deb Floros. This is my weekly show, Designing with Deb. And, we do a little chit chat. We do a little jewelry making. We do a little shopping. I don't know. We do all kinds of fun things to start our week. And I've got lots of things to talk to you about this week, this Monday, this day. Lots going on. So many fun things. So let me see who else is joining. Let's see. Kat is here. Hi, Kat. Hazel is here. Winnie is here. Say hello, you guys. Tracy is here. Susan J's from Seattle. She says it's been cool up there. I'm sure it's cooler than here still. Gail from Sacramento. Hi. And Kim Caldwell, good morning. Susie in South Florida. So good to see all of you guys. I'm so glad you come back every week and join us. Hi, Moni. So let's start with a few housekeeping things. So if you're watching live or replay on July 21st, you may or may not know that there is an extension to the Christmas in July sale here at artbeads.com, 20 to 25% off, like everything. So that's really cool. And I always check out the sale for you. And because everything's on sale, like everything's good. So you can get yourself some tools or some beads, because we have beads and charms and chain and a whole bunch of fun things. So 20 to 25% off. And that sale is all about Christmas in July. So if you are stocking up for Christmas making, so like maybe you do a lot of craft fairs, maybe you do a lot of gift giving, it's time to get that shopping done. So make sure you're taking advantage of that. Let's see what else. Oh, and there's a gift with purchase. So if you spend $49 or more, you're going to get this little bag. And I'm sorry, it's picking up all the light. You're going to get a whole bag of beads. This is strands of hurricane glass. So I flipped out when I actually saw that this was a gift with purchase. So put $49 in your cart and all of these beads are coming home to you. Look at these beauties. I mean, this is 5 strands of beads. Outrageous gift with purchase. And these are exclusive. You're not going to find these anywhere else. So it's so easy to put $49 in your cart and then you get these amazing beads. These are my favorite. These are like an oval that's drilled through the center. And they're like reds and blues and whites. So pretty. So that's an amazing gift with purchase. That's worth the price of admission for your shopping experience right now. So they're only available while supplies last. We've had the promotion going for a little while, so I don't know how many of these little goodies are left, but make sure you get one because they are exclusive and you're going to have some hurricane glass beads that you have, like your friends aren't going to have. Like get them so you can say to your friends, I have cool beads that you don't have. It's not a competition, right? Anyways, so guys, yes, they do look like Christmas candy, Susie. I think so too. So these are fun. That's going on today. What else is going on? If you watched over the weekend, we had some shows again over the weekend. Julie did a show on Saturday morning and Sarah Lovecraft did a show last night. Hi, Tina. And they worked with the Toho Wish Kits. Now, I wish I had them, but I don't have them to show you. But they are, there are 3 different versions. They are sort of to promote the International Peace Ring design, which is a design Toho wants to get out into the world because it's all about spreading kindness and connection and creativity. And these kits are joyful. Like they are 8 gram vials of beads. So you're going to get those little tubes with beautiful Toho beads. I mean, high quality Japanese Toho beads. There's 3. One is pastels, which is so lovely. Rainbow, which is the brighter colors. And then a mixed shapes and colors version. And that one has some bugles in it and some really fun things. So I say, even if you are not a seed beader, and I will always tell you this, it is great to have seed beads around for spacers, for filler beads. I often call them my continuity bead. When I'm creating a design, I just will add the same seed bead throughout the whole project, just to bring that together and bring some continuity to the design. So if you get one of these, you're going to have a ton of beads. If you get 2 of them, you're going to have a ton of beads. And guess what? If you get 2 of them, you get free shipping. So they are at a great price right now. These are normally $28.99 and they are on sale today at, I think, $19.99. The product is up on the screen. So I would check them out. They are an amazing thing to have on hand. I mean, just to have 8 vials of seed beads, 16 vials of seed beads hanging around for whenever you need them, just grab them. And they are so pretty that sometimes it's just nice to have pretty things to look at. So you could set them up in your craft room or wherever you do your jewelry making, and they look so beautiful. So I hope that you will give them a try. They were very popular over the weekend. They are limited and they are just a lovely thing to have. So 2 of them will get you free shipping. Okay, those are 2 things I wanted to make sure I shared. The sale, a gift with purchase, oh, and the wish kit. So those are 3 things I wanted to share. I've got like so many notes for the show today. So before I flip the camera down, I am going to be doing a giveaway a little later in the show. So you have to be here on artbeads.com/live to participate in the giveaway. So I know a lot of you love to watch us on YouTube and Facebook, and we love that you're there, but come over because this is the best place to watch live. So you can chat with your friends, chat with us, chat with like Eric and Michelle, chat with all of the serious art beaters because we all are here in the chat, chatting with each other. This is such a fun community and a fun group. So you can see the comments and I can see them here. I can't see them on Facebook or YouTube. You can also share the love by clicking on that heart. I love that. And you can shop the show. And just a quick refresher on shopping the show. You can shop the show live or on replay. So if you come back to do some on-demand watching of these shows, you can shop. Aunt Dieter Diane, she's cheating at work. I love you, Diane. You're so great. So you can click on that shopping bag and it will open up all of the products that I'm using in the show or any show that you're watching, any designer. That shopping bag will pop open and you'll see everything that was in the show. And you can shop it. So you can take those items out of the shopping bag, drop them into your shopping cart, and check out. Oh, well, you watch. I don't go away. I get smaller, but I don't go away. You can still hear me and see me. And you can do all of that. Don't be afraid to click on that shopping bag. You can get more information about the products, and you can get all of the things on their way to you. And I'll tell you today, I have some limited stock items. Some of the wire I'm working with, some of the tools, limited. So if you want to get these things home to you, don't miss out and get them into your cart and check out, because just putting them in your cart doesn't save them, doesn't ensure they're going to get to you. So you'll want to check out before we finish up today, so you can get all the fun things home to you. And $49 will get you, 49 or more will get you those hurricane beads. All right. Whew. So I think that's all of the announcements. So let me sip coffee. Yeah, I need this coffee today. I have my little heart cup. So I'm going to flip the camera down. We have a few more things to talk about before we actually make something. And we are going to make something today. So we have been sharing the amazing, fabulous vintage check glass bead strand assortments. You may remember, you may have seen, you may have heard. We've been sharing these assortments for a while. They are created in the Art Beads warehouse. Mixmaster Megan and her team are putting together amazing bead strands so that you can have exclusive assortment sets for you. Maybe you're giving them as a gift. These assortments are amazing. So they are multiple strands of beads, and they are all curated and put together so that you can use them all together, or you can use them separately, stash them away for whatever you have to work on later. These are beads from the first assortment that I launched, which was called Pink and Mauve. I made these necklaces, which are now some of my most favorite necklaces. And guess what? That Pink and Mauve has been restocked. It sold out twice. Megan dug through more boxes, found some more beads, and now we have more of them, but they are still limited. So I don't know how much longer she's going to be able to pull this one together, but if you missed out on this, or you need a second or third one, you can pop that into your shopping cart, because this one is amazing. Look at some of these incredible beads that will be in your Pink and Mauve bead assortment. These are amazing check glass, and these assortments are exclusive to us. So you will get them. Look at the face bead. So cool. So I wanted to let you know those are back in stock. Now, the brown and gold, I shared with these designs with you last week. The brown and gold is sold out. These were some of the incredible beads that were available in the brown and gold. So these are my favorites. Look at these rectangles with the Picasso edges. These are delicious. So please put in the comments if you were interested in this one coming back. I don't know if Megan can make more of these, but let's tell her if we like them. So let's let her know, and we will see if she can make more of them. But this grouping of beads is really lovely, and I had so much fun using these. I really think that these are some of the most inspiring beads I've worked with in a long time. So last week we launched the blue and purple, which is still available. So I'm going to put out what is in that one, but I got to tell you, I started playing with it, and so some of these are kind of loose, and you can see I didn't cut these strands yet, but I want to show you what I made. I made a pair of fun earrings. So here is a really cool pair of earrings that I made with blues from the assortment. So Kat says she's still waiting for the blue and purple. Look at these are those fun coin beads. These are in a lot of these kits. They are divine. These have a satin finish, and they're a beautiful color of blue, and they go perfectly. Thank you for the hearts. They go perfectly with these leaf beads in a couple different colors of blue. And I just used some 26 gauge wires, some 15-0 seed beads, and I did a little bit of wrapping to create these. If you would like me to show this technique at some point, I'd be happy to share this. I make these on occasion, and I always have fun making these. So that's one thing I made. And then I'm not the best knotter, but I knotted this piece. And this features the tube beads and the star beads. So these tube beads and star beads have similar finishes on them. So I thought they would be kind of fun, knotted just in a simple bracelet. So I added a lobster claw and a jump ring, and I added some beads to the end. And this is just kind of a fun stacking bracelet. So Paulette would like to see. Paulette, I'm going to put that on my list. So this is fun. So you get some really cool beads in this blue and purple. It's so interesting how all of these come together to make such a fun collection. And then this is actually the first thing I made. I just died over these daggers and coins. So here's what I did with the daggers and coins. So I just created this fun statement bracelet. This is super easy, just some stringing and some seed beads. And I did, at the ends, I put a couple of those little flower beads, little glass flower beads. Let me get the toggle out of the way so you can actually see it. So I did a little flower bead at each end just for a little interest. And then I created a dangle with my extra little coin bead that I had. So, Denise says she loves the coin beads in all the mixes. They are so fabulous. I'm not kidding around. They are fabulous. They are so special, and it's hard to put a finger on why. I mean, they're just a coin-shaped bead, but they're beautiful colors and finishes, and they're just lovely. And I always love a good dagger. So this is just another fun piece I made. So I thought I would show you some inspiration for this particular assortment. This is really a good one. Look at the beautiful pieces you can make and so much more. I still have this many stars, and they're like a double-sided. One side has the finish on it, and the other side is like a fun gray color. And I still have a ton of these little flowers. So look at these little flowers. Are so pretty. They're just like an AB finish, crystal. They're amazing. They're just perfect for just a couple of them to accent a piece, or you could put them all in one bracelet. And then I still have this many leaves left. Oh, I'm crazy about the leaves. And that's one of our most popular shapes around here. We always sell out of leaves. They are so much fun. Everybody loves the leaves. I still have this many daggers. So I could do a necklace and maybe do different beads and add the daggers to the necklace. I think we recently saw Julie do a design with daggers and a necklace. So I'm all for that. Then there's more of these tubes. Like, look how many. There's still a ton of them, and I could actually make a couple more of those little knotted bracelets. And I used for my knotted bracelet some black cord. I used some black Eslon, I think I used. So, yeah. And then I still have all of these petals. All the petals. These are amazing. These have such a cool finish on them. They're like a Montana blue, but with this super cool wash on them. Wow. So cool. So these are still available, guys. If you want to get these, they are limited and exclusive to Art Beads. So if you want these, get these. These are unbelievable. These are just the most incredible teardrop table cut beads. Chunky, gorgeous. Tracy said she did. We've got these faux Baroque pearls, glass pearls, and then these little chunky little cubes with such a fun finish. I'm going to keep these out. Actually, I'm going to keep all of this out because I might put them into one of our designs we're going to make today. So I'm going to set that one off to the side. And I think I'm going to share with you the new one. So I'm going to launch a new one today. Let's put this out because those beads make a lot of noise. So I'm going to put my bead mat out. So we've been talking about Christmas in July, and I'm all for that. But you know what I'm really looking forward to? And it's sooner than Christmas? Halloween. So guess what? There is a vintage check glass bead strand assortment called Halloween. And get ready, it's coming to you right now. And it's launching today. I know all of you love Halloween. I know that you probably look forward to it for a variety of reasons. But guess what? We have a Halloween assortment. So this one has this amazing mixed glass orange with like gold flecks. These are perfect for your Halloween designs or for, any kind of design, really. You don't have to use these for Halloween, but oh my goodness. Anteater Diane says, my favorite, Halloween is coming, my friends. So we're just going to launch into that in the middle of Christmas in July. What do you think about that? Here are some fun 2-hole beads. I believe these are brick beads. So they come on a strand. They are 2-hole beads. Look at the color of this strand. This is so delicious with the orange. I love working with 2-hole beads. They are so much fun. You also get another strand of the 2-hole beads in lentils. And these are also orange, and they have a really interesting finish on them as well. I'm not sure I can really describe this. They're kind of a lustery finish, but look at these two together. So we could make a project with these. This would be fun to do a project on. So I'm going to think on that, and maybe that's what we will partake in for next week. Then look at these. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So these are more of those rectangle table cut beads, and they have a red tone on them and a red wash, like a red Picasso around the edge. These are incredible. I have not seen these before. I have not seen this colorway before in this shape. Get these home to you because you will absolutely freak out. They are so cool. So let's set those down for the moment. Then look at these. Oh my gosh. These are, I think these are called like roller beads. They are a green, a deeper green. So we've got a lighter green and a deeper green. And these are faceted with large holes. Look at those. These are so cool. Now, what I would use these for is I would put these on a fidget bracelet. I did a fidget bracelet here for Art Beads a couple years back now, and these will fit over seed beads. So you can make a seed bead bracelet and then put these over them and they will move around. I can create that or show you how to create that for a fun piece. And it doesn't have to be Halloween, but it could be. And these, I think these might be my favorite. Look at these big, chunky, two-tone fire polish. These are amazing. I'm not sure the size of these. I think these might be like a 10 millimeter, maybe. Let's see. Let's see what they are. Oh, they're an 8. So these chunky, incredible, two-tone, very, very cool. Linda, I agree. They are beautiful beads. Then in this day and age, you need purple. And here are our friends, those amazing coin beads. Look at this purple. Oh my gosh, these purple are amazing. Tracy says the green with that orange is going to make, I just lost the comment, make pumpkin. Yes, definitely. And here in Iceland, we were not used to celebrating Halloween, but I know it is all over our small country. Yes, it's now it's all over. Yes, it's so great. Halloween is so much fun. It's a whole vibe now. So these are gorgeous. Look at that. And then as if there wasn't enough purple, oh dear God, look at these. OMG, I love a dagger. And look at these. These are a metallic purple to die for. These are exclusive assortments, you guys. Don't miss these. This Halloween one is going to be so popular because everybody loves Halloween. Look at these. These are more of those table cut teardrops, and these are black. So they're like a matte edge. And then they're like a clear or a matte glass or a clear glass on the flat side, so the table cut side. These are incredible. So cool. So look at this. This is, and then I need a moment. I just need a moment. Look at these. OMG, the little moons with the red. So, or maybe it is an orange. It's orange. So it has an orange wash. Look at these little cute moon faces and look how many you get. And these are vintage because they are on cotton. We know they're vintage when they're on cotton. Look at these. I just can't. I just can't. Look at, this is an amazing bead assortment. These are limited edition. These are exclusive to Art Beads. Mixmaster Megan, thank you. This is going to make so many Halloween dreams come true for people. So I get these into your cart, you guys. These are going to go fast. I'm speechless. I'm speechless. This is so much fun. So next week, you guys, get this home to you because next week we're going to celebrate Halloween. So I'm just skipping. So we're still doing the Christmas in July, but I want to jump to Halloween. So I'm going to be a rebel and we're going to do a little bit of Halloween stuff next week. So I've got a fun show planned and we're going to include all of this amazing Halloween goodness. So I would put this in your cart and get this home so you don't miss out on this fun assortment. I'm just, yeah. Okay. I don't know if I can go on. I can. Okay. So what we're going to do today, guys, is we're going to talk about charms. So I'm going to have you look at my hands for a minute. Charm bracelets are so popular. Charm necklaces are so popular. But I know charm bracelets and charms have been around forever. And I feel like it's always one of those things that is a way for you to celebrate and remember things that were important to you in your life, vacations and significant events in your life. So a graduation, finishing nursing school, getting a new job, having a baby, getting married. There are so many things that you might want to celebrate. And so charms often can be a way for you to celebrate or remember those events. Now, charm bracelets, I love those. I love the charm necklaces, but I loved those old-fashioned charm holders. So you might remember them. They were like a loop and they had a little latch and you could put your charms on, take them off, add to them. They were popular, I think, in the 90s, maybe later than that. And I've done this a few times now. This has been a project I've done before, not here, but I've done this project before, and it's a way for you to create a charm holder, or it can also be a large bail. So let me show you what I'm talking about. This is my version of a charm holder. So this is a piece of 18 gauge wire, and this is created in a shape with a little bit of hammering, and this instantly is something that you can create and make into a charm holder. So you can open up your loops at the end, put your charms on, and you can attach this to a beaded chain or to chain. And I'll show you a finished one that I made. So I should tell you, first of all, the wire in the show is limited. So I've got some heavy gauge wire, which I'll show you in a minute. And those were very limited. And though I like to use a heavier gauge for this kind of a project, I don't like to use anything thinner than an 18 gauge. So just know that the wire is in limited stock. So here's something I made. So this chain is like a rose gold, and I used some copper 18 gauge wire, and I wire wrapped some seed beads onto this little charm holder. And I put on this incredibly cute turtle charm. So turtles have made appearances on my property here. So I always love a turtle, and I think a lot of people are turtle fans. So if you love turtles or you had a turtle encounter, this is a fun way to commemorate the turtles. I like the chain too, PJ. It's really pretty. It's very shiny and very lovely, and it matches our little charm holder nicely. And I used an antique copper charm here, which is double-sided. That guy's in the show. He's on the screen now. So you can display one charm or multiple charms. So I thought that maybe I'd show you how to create this frame so that you can make one of these, and you can add one charm or 10 charms, and you can embellish it if you'd like or not. So I just embellished one side, thinking that was super fun and just interesting, adds some really cool accent to this piece. Bead Lover saying, I collect turtles carved out of gemstones. I love those. Those are really fun. So that's a really great charm for you, a turtle charm. And Denise, good morning, says, I've had the Halloween mix in my cart right now when the show started. Okay, well, Denise, you better make sure you don't miss out. Check out before the end of the show so nobody swipes it out of your cart. All right, so that's my sample, my completed sample. And that, by the way, that turtle charm is tiara cast. And the seed beads I used were these. A Toho size 11 in copper lined crystal. These are in the shopping bag. So you can get all of that home to you. And the wire I used for this one is the Art Beads designer wire. I didn't take the sticker off of this one. It's a non-tarnish copper 24 gauge. I used this to wrap the beads. So I used a 24 gauge, and here is the wire for the frame. This is designer wire rose gold in 18 gauge. So that's how I created the frame. And then I used this guy to wrap the beads, used the Toho beads, and then the chain is actually on clearance. Believe it or not, this beautiful rose gold plated chain is on clearance. So this is the chain that I used, and this whole combination is just really fun and cool. So let me put all of those things aside, and I'll show you, if I can find it. This is 14 gauge wire. This is some big chunky wire. So this is something I would use for a larger frame. So, oh, I see my piece in here. Here it is. So this is a bigger frame, and I've used a bigger frame to display a large pendant. So if you've got a really large pendant, or you've got a lot of charms you want to display, you could create a much bigger one. With a heavy gauge wire like this, you will need a little bit of muscle because this is a much stiffer wire, but it also holds its shape a lot better than an 18 gauge. So for this, I'll just show you really quickly how I created it with the large gauge. So I'm gonna pull out some of my wire, and then I'm going to grab some cutters, and I'm going to use my Beadalon designer cutters. And I've got this piece of wire. This is probably about 8 inches of wire. And I'm just going to show you the action of creating this so that you can see it. And I'm going to use a larger barreled bail making plier here. So I'm going to need that for my ends. And then this is not available currently at Art Beads, but I will show you what I do. You can use a household item. This is a stepped, oh gosh, why can't I think of the name of this? This is a stepped mandrel. Gosh, ooh, that word didn't come to me. So I use this, and I love this, but you can use whatever item in the household that might make this kind of a shape for you. And I've created a shape that I can then start working with. So I'm going to set that aside, and then I'm going to come in with these bail making pliers, and I'm going to just grab the very tip of my wire. And actually I'm going to put it around the large barrel. So I'm going to put the very tip of the wire in there, and then I'm going to turn this with a little bit of muscle because this gauge wire is kind of tough, and I'm going to curve it outwards. So I like to put the loops on the outside here. I think that just makes it look really fun. You could do it on the inside if you would like. And then I'm going to grab the other end, and you can actually use the piece to wrap it around. See how I did that? And then you've got your 2 loops on either side. When you use a bail making plier, you can get a consistent size of both of your loops. Now I'm going to come back, and I'm going to go around my mandrel or whatever you're using. Maybe it's a bottle of hairspray or something like that. And I just kind of like to pull my wire and twist it around. You can also then kind of push this in, changes the shape a little bit. And then you can do lots of different things with this. You can wrap around this. You can do all kinds of design with seed beads. You can actually wrap some beads on here. So let me just really quickly show you how you can do that. And I'm going to grab these from the purple and blue mix, these little cube beads. So let me push this back up here, move my mandrel. And I'm going to hammer in a little bit. I'm not going to hammer this one. We're going to hammer a different size charm holder. But, and that's also a warning for you guys. If you are sensitive to sound, I am going to be doing just a little bit of light hammering in a little bit. So just a little warning ahead of time. So I've got these fun little cube beads, and I'm going to grab my 24 gauge wire. This is the Art Beads designer wire. This is copper, and it's non-tarnish. And I'm going to grab, just for demonstration purposes, I'm just going to cut off a few inches and show you how you can embellish this with beads. So I like to put beads either on one side or both sides. And what I'm going to do first is take just about an inch or so, and I'm going to wrap it around and get a nice tight wrap, and I want that wrap to go upwards because we're going to be going downwards. So I'm just going to do a few wraps, and you can push that in with your fingernails, or you can come in with your Zuron chain nose and tighten up those coils, and then you can cut off that excess. And then what I like to do is come in and press that little end down so you've got some wraps. And then I've got my wire facing upwards here, and I'm going to put a cube bead onto my wire, drop that down, and then I'm going to wrap that guy on. So I'm going to hold on to the bead, and I'm going to take my wire and I'm going to wrap it a few times around. So probably do the same number of wraps I did on the other side. So now we've got a cute little beaded accent on our charm holder or our big fancy bail. And just going to add the next one on. I'm going to hold on to that bead, hold on to it with a bit of a death grip. And then you've got your fun little beaded accent. So that's fun, right? And I love purple and copper together. So this is a way, guys, that you can just take a fun, take some wire, create this fun shape, add some accents to it, and then when you're ready, you can add a charm. So I'm just going to snip this off because I'm just demoing this for you so you can see how to do it and what it might look like. But I've got this beautiful tiara cast charm here. This is a redwood quoted charm. This is absolutely lovely detail. So Tiara Cast does such a lovely job. The back says, "Not all those who wander are lost." One of my favorite quotes. A lot of people love this quote. So this can go right onto this charm holder. Or you can add a larger pendant. You can add whatever you'd like. You will need some jump rings. So I've got some jump rings somewhere here. If I can find those bad boys. What the heck? Oh, here they are. I have so much stuff on my table today, guys, because we have so much to do today. All right, so I'm going to open up a jump ring. And I'm using a different color jump ring. Unfortunately, I didn't find my copper jump rings. This jump ring actually might be too small. Let me grab another. I'm going to grab out of my own stash. I'm going to grab some oval jump rings. And you're going to have to use your imagination a little bit because these are not the right color. But if you wanted them to be in copper, you could. These are oval jump rings. So I'm going to open that guy up. Now I can attach it directly onto my wire, or I can open up my loop here before I actually shut it down. And I always like to use more than one jump ring. I like to use more than one jump ring when I can fit more than one jump ring onto a charm or onto whatever it is I'm attaching it to. So I'm going to drop that one on, very carefully close that up. Okay, so I've got my charm attached, but you can attach up here, and then you can come in with your pliers and cinch that up to your wire. And now you can attach this to chain or beads or whatever you would like. So this is one with the large gauge wire. So you get a very prominent, very large, kind of metallic look, and you can fit a very large charms. Making a smaller one is probably what you guys are going to want to do. So let me move my beads and things out of the way. I'm actually going to need, let me find a little bowl here. I'm going to need some space to do the smaller one. So let me put these in here and get this out of the way and put this in here. And I set that aside. Missed a bead. And we're going to do a smaller gauge wire. We're going to do an 18 gauge. And here's how we're going to do that. I'm going to move my bead mat for the moment. And I'm going to pull over. Now this is sold out. This is a bench a block, hammering block. These are not available at on Art Beads, but tell Art Beads if you want these and you want this back. This is a way that you can have a block to hammer on in your workspace. This is a bean bag that will kind of eliminate some of the sound that will come from hammering. I'm going to move this up a little bit. I've also got some hammers in the show, but they are different than what I'll be using today. And they are limited stock. So just something to be aware of. And then I've got some 18 gauge wire. This I think is artistic wire. And I'm going to roll out some, probably about 6 inches or so. Okay. So I've got about 6 inches of wire, and I come in with my cutters and cut that off. And for this, this mandrel is even too big. So this smallest one is too big for what I want to do. So household item. I dug around and I found a little container of craft paint. This is just a little craft acrylic paint. This is actually a great size for what I want to do. So I'm wrapping my wire around my acrylic paint and I'm getting my shape. So I've got my shape roughly where I want it to be. And now I've got this crisscross of wire and I've got one side that's a little bit of a different length. So I'm going to trim off my excess, and I've got roughly the same amount of wire on either side here. I'm going to come back in again. I'm going to just kind of do a little twisting, holding the wire, kind of giving it that shape, and crisscrossing that wire a little bit more. And That looks pretty good to me. And that's going to start the work hardening process. So 18 gauge is still going to be fairly bendable for this application. So you're going to want to work harden this a little bit. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to actually create some loops. So what I want to do is I'm going to grab that large bail making plier. I'm going to do my loops with the smaller barrel here. So I'm going to come in and grab the end, the very end of my wire, and give that a twist. I'm going to reposition it in my hand, and I'm going to pull that loop down towards the frame like that. Then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to grab the very tip and making sure that it is, sorry that if that was off camera a little bit. So now I've got my 2 loops on the side, and we are going to need to work harden this because it's still pretty bendy. So the best way to do that, and I'm not liking this loop. I'm going to make that one a little bit bigger. They're not perfectly matched, but we want to harden this. We want to get it hardened. So the best way to do that is by hammering it. So if you are sensitive to sound, turn down your volume. This is not going to be terribly loud, but you're going to hear some hammering. And I'm using a chasing hammer, and I'm just going to lightly give this a hammer. And I'm going to hammer it all the way around. Then I'm going to flip it over and hammer it on the other side. Okay. Sorry about the sound. And what you'll find is this is now starting to be a little bit stiffer. So we're giving it that the stiffness that it needs to actually stand alone and be what it needs to be and hold our charms. So if I were not on camera, I would give this, probably a little bit of a harder, hammer. I'd hammer this out a little bit more. You can also take a ball peen and you can texture. So you can give it a little bit of a texture look. So that great hammered look that everybody loves on their metal, you can give it just a little bit. I'm not even hitting this hard, and I'm giving it some texture, and I'm also giving it some interest. And I would do that on both sides. Just a little light hammering. Sorry about the sound, but I want to be able to show you guys what you could do. Now you'll see that this kind of gets a little wonky, and you can play with it. And these loops really are not perfect here. I also come in, this is a rawhide hammer, and I will come in and use this to kind of finish it up and get it flattened out. Sorry about the sound again. I want you guys to see this. And then I would give it another, I would go a little harder on this one. And then again, my loops aren't perfect, but just to show you how to create this shape, you can go smaller than this. You can go around the smaller portion of your acrylic paint bottle. You can go around, let's see, if you've got a little, cosmetic type thing handy, you can do all kinds of different shapes. So that's how you create them, and then you can add whatever you want to them. So I thought I would show you, let me move these out of the way and this out of the way, and let me move this back down. Let's see, I've never seen a rawhide hammer. Interesting. Yeah, they're pretty, they're fairly common. I know that Art Beads does not have them in stock, but maybe they can get some if you guys like them. So I've got this little set of Tierra Cast Brass Oxide Moon Phases. It's a little charm set. It's all the different phases of the moon. It's hard to see that. Different phases of the moon. And these have their holes oriented in such a way that it's perfect for something like this. So I think this is going to work. I did not test it, but I'm going to come in with my pliers. So one thing you can do before you kind of finish it up is you can add your charms. So I'm going to add my moon phase charms to this, and I'm going to put my moon on first because I'm going to add it to both sides. And this is going to give us a mixed metal look, a mixed metal vibe, but you can certainly get different, colors of wire and different colors of charms. I think these moon phases might come in different colors. I'm not sure. So I'm going to put these on. So put those on directly onto my wire. And got the little phases there. And then you don't have to do it this way, but I'm going to close up that side. And then I'm going to twist that open like opening a jump ring. And get this next one on. Oops, I put that one on backwards. So I'm going to put that one on going this way. There we go. And then this one. So they're going to kind of jumble up together, but you could actually string on beads in between them if you'd like. So you could probably get like an 8/0 seed bead in between these. Super fun. And then you would just close this back up. And this frame, this charm holder that you're creating could be a permanent thing where you just create it once and attach whatever you want once, and then you call it a day. Or you can use it to open and close and add different things, take it away. So you can make one frame and reuse it. But they're so easy to make, so fun to make, that you can do all kinds of different things, different colors of metal, different colors of charms. So that's a fun way to go. Let me show you one other idea. So here's another, I'll show you the look of something that's a little bit bigger. So let me get all the little moon phases off. So those little moon phases are so super fun. I'm crazy about them. Here's a larger charm. So if you're digging the moon theme, you can take this moon charm and you can close up your loop, close it nice and close to the frame. And now you have a fun pendant bail. So I was talking about you can use it as more of a bail type thing. And this would be beautiful with some wire wrapping around the edges. So you could take some of your hurricane glass. So if you guys get $49 or more home, you will get this in your package, but you could wire wrap some of these beads onto the side. So wire wrap some of those beads on directly to your frame with some wire. Get some 24 gauge wire is my wire of preference for that wrapping. So like this wrapping I did here. I like to do 24 gauge around there. And for this one, I also use the 24 gauge. So just a fun little wrap deal. Let's see, do you have the Xuron long nose plier in stock? I did not put them in the show, I don't think. Maybe Michelle or Eric can check if they're in stock and put them in the show. They are my favorite pliers by far. So that's a couple of ideas for our charm holders. Now, I thought I would also show you just a few other things you can think about. So There's only one of these in stock, so I don't know. I'm just going to show you anyway. One lucky person can get these. This could also be a charm holder. So this is a pre-made tiara cast hoop that you can stitch on, or you can add a charm to. So I won't spend much time there, but that's that kind of piece, that kind of part is also something that you can use to attach charms to. And then this is probably by far one of my most favorite things tiara cast ever made. These are Hamsa hand links, and they have a hole up top and they have 3 holes at the bottom, and that is ripe for adding charms. So you could make these into earrings. So put your little ear wires through the top, add your charms down here. I'm going to take off one of my earrings because I want to show you what I mean. So it's so fun to assemble charms and put charms and connectors together. We did a show. I made these last year on a show, and this is one of my favorite things to do. Take a bunch of charms and connectors and make them into an earring. So if you've got these Hamsa hands, you've got lots of things available to you for connecting your charms. Oh, and I forgot. They have holes here on the kind of the outward portion of the hand. So the thumb, I guess, the thumb and pinky. And these are so great for attaching small charms, which there are some small charms in the show today. And I'm not going to attach them, but I wanted to just show you. Like, you could take a tiny butterfly. You could do a mixed metal look. You could do this butterfly. I'm going to put this in my hand. Do a butterfly. And then what about those purple cubes that we got from the blue and purple assortment? You could take those guys and attach them like so. So I just thought of this idea just now, the beads. So that would be cool. And then you just add an ear wire up top. Yeah, or a lotus flower charm. Yes. And I know I have a couple of other charms. Let's see. Oh, a little horseshoe charm. So look at this little guy. So if you want to carry around the horseshoe vibe, that is also a fun way to do it. Little tiny horseshoe charm. That would be cool. And these are 925 charms too, these little ones. They are so nice. They're such a good quality. Now here's another tiara cast that you could make into a toggle, or you could have them be a charm holder. So they have a loop up top and they have these holes at the bottom where you can attach things to. Charms. So look at this. So fun. Look at the details. You can get that detail attached to the detailed piece from Tiara Cast. These are called temple ring links. I have used these as toggles. So created a toggle bar and then added the charms to the other side. So then there's like little dangles off the toggles. So these are super fun for earrings and for displaying your charms. They can be charm holders. And then I found, oh, here's another tiny charm. If you like a little tiny leaf, look at this little leaf. So cute. That is a fantastic leaf. So, and I did have one more charm holder example, but now I'm not finding it. It's somewhere here. So guys, I just wanted to give you some ideas for displaying your charms. You can either make one or get one that's already made. You've got lots of fun options. And I'm going to flip the camera up because you've all hung around and we're going to do a giveaway. We are just over our time, so thank you for staying. If you would like to participate in the giveaway, you do need to be here at artbeads.com/live and not on Facebook or YouTube because we won't be able to see your participation. I hope that all of you, I'll give you a minute to do that. So I hope all of you have picked out some fun things. Get some wire, get some chain, get some charms, and you can start working on your fun little charm displays. All of you are doing fun things this summer, I'm sure. So get some things that you'll remember the summer. So little charms that will commemorate the summer, some butterflies, some turtles, and you can then display them in some fun ways. So, all right, so everybody should be here. So let's do our giveaway, and you're going to get one of those amazing wish kits, which I wish I could show you, but I can't. So the Toho 8-tube seed bead kits with the piece ring project included. So I'm going to give you a question. And again, you have to be at artbeads.com/live. Michelle is going to be watching and waiting for the correct answer here in the comments. The very first one to answer the question correctly will get a wish kit. So the question is, because we're talking about Toho, name the president of Toho. And I know you guys probably don't know this off the top of your head, so who can Google that the fastest? Who is the president? Name the president of Toho. It's a wonderful company based in Japan. Full name, yes, Eric, full name. And it's a wonderful company in the Hiroshima area. They are an incredible, wonderful, I see the answer. I see the answer already. Oh my gosh, Michelle, the answers are flying now. Oh my gosh, somebody is going to get a beautiful wish kit home to them. They are so lovely. And you can go back this week. And watch the shows from the weekend. Yay! Chris, thank you so much for playing. Thank you all for playing. You can go back and watch this weekend show to get all of the info you need on how to use these kits. They are gorgeous. If you get 2 of them, you will get free shipping. Don't forget that we've got a new product drop with the Halloween beads. That's going to be really fun for you, and we're going to play around with that next week a little bit. And I'm asking you guys to please check out of your carts. So if you've got anything that's limited edition, I don't want you to miss out. So just complete your transaction online so that those pieces and parts that you're going to pick up will get to you, will be on their way to you, and you can start creating sooner rather than later. The hurricane bead, 5 strands, will be a gift with purchase. Oh my gosh, so many things. So please, everybody, thank you for being here. Thank you for joining us. We love that you hang out with us. I love that you hang out with me on Monday mornings, but there are so many more shows the rest of this week. So I hope that you will tune in for all of them. Set your reminders. Thanks everybody for being here and for hanging out with me. And next week, Halloween. I'll see you guys.